I'm not sure why this isn't like a worldwide story and just dominating the headlines. David Balland, the co-founder of crypto hardware wallet company Ledger, was just kidnapped earlier this week. Him and his wife, they were actually rescued in an elite police operation. So him and his wife were kidnapped earlier this week in central France. And then the kidnappers were basically asking for a ton of Bitcoin in ransom money, and allegedly they chopped off one of David's fingers, sent it to another co-founder of Ledger as proof that they were holding David, and they were demanding a ton of Bitcoin. And it seemed like part of the ransom money was actually paid to buy time. However, almost all of the crypto used to pay the ransom was frozen, traced, and seized, which is really interesting. The freezing of it, who is freezing it, how are they seizing the funds, how are they tracing it? The co-founder of Ledger being jacked is not the only time this has happened. Just last year, the CEO of WonderFi had to pony up $1 million when he was kidnapped. There have been a lot more stories like this across the Ukraine, across China. It's really, really wild because it seems like having no money, being broke is a problem, but being crypto rich is also a really big problem. And it seems like it's a running theme because these kidnappers, they always ask for Bitcoin, which is interesting because in the comment section of my videos, people often comment there and laugh at me whenever I say that Bitcoin has any utility. But clearly, if you ask kidnappers, they do prefer Bitcoin and they believe in its utility in the kidnapping and ransom sense. Now, the Parisian prosecutor said that 10 people, 9 men and 1 woman, aged between 20 and 40. By the way, that's delightful to hear that a woman is involved because there really is not enough females involved in the world of crypto. But I digress. So 10 people aged between 20 and 40 were brought into custody for kidnapping in exchange for ransom and for torture, which makes me think the rumor about David's finger being chopped off and sent to another co-founder is potentially true. This all sounds like a really traumatic situation. In all seriousness, this is a really healthy reminder to not publicly share your bags, especially if they're heavy, in crypto, because if you disclose your crypto holdings, you really become a target these days. Now, obviously, if you're holding a little bit of fart coin and a couple of Dogecoin, you're fine. No one's going to throw you in the back of a truck and rough you up for your Doge or your Shiba Inu. You're good to go. But if you're someone that's touting that you have tens or dozens upon dozens of Bitcoin, it's not really smart, because if someone throws you in the back of a truck, because honestly, self-custody sounds amazing unless there's a gun pointed at your head. If you're choosing to be your own bank and you're just going to walk around as a big crypto piggy bank and you've disclosed to others that you hold a ton of crypto, you're most certainly have a chance of someone doing something malicious to grab a hold of your money. This is like the new era of the Jesse James train robberies, where they used to just stop trains and then just have a shakedown and walk around with bags, and people would empty their watches and their jewelry and any gold or silver coins they had. Now it seems like people are hijacking, kidnapping the crypto elite and shaking them down for millions upon millions of crypto money. And this is really, really wild. It is definitely very concerning, but it just goes to show that you have to be careful. And if you hold a ton of crypto, make sure that you're being wise about who actually knows about that. I mean, some people even say, don't tell your husband, don't even tell your wife, because if it ever goes south, they're not going to leave with half of it. So with that being said, let me know what you think about this absolutely insane story about someone who's really well known in the crypto community getting kidnapped along with his wife. In some publications online, they were actually saying that David's wife was found in the trunk of a car. I mean, they're both okay now, but it's amazing what the French police did, that they were able to really rescue them. And not just that, they were able to rescue their crypto funds. It seems like they froze all the funds and they will get all the funds back. So this is wild. And also, if you're a crypto kidnapper, do your research. Why are you asking for Bitcoin and then transferring it to USDT and all this amateur stuff? Monero, that's the whole point of Monero. Do your due diligence. God.